hey folks, Guthrie Trapp here, coming to you once again from East Nashville, Tennessee. Hey man, hope everybody's safe and well out there. I want to do a little video today. It's been a minute since I've done a YouTube video, since I've done one. It's a beautiful day outside here in Nashville, so I want to get out and take a long walk. Stayed up late last night watching some cool music stuff. I watched the Rolling Stones' Ole, 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 the thing that they did down in South America and Cuba. Man, it was fantastic. Whether you're a fan of that band or not, that was an amazing documentary. Just really cool, great direction. The whole thing was just really cool. Anyway, you know I'm a fan of Latin music anyway, so it was awesome. I'm going to go over some stuff today. One thing I want to go over is just a little bit of these 5 T's of the guitar. Tone, timing, tuning, touch, and taste. Those are 5. If you want to add in a 6th one, you could say technique. I kind of leave that out. I mean, you know, that's something, you could throw that in if you want to. The most important ones to me are timing, tuning, touch, tone, and taste is of course going to come with time. But you know, these are some really important things as far as making music and being a great musician, whether you're a guitar player or whatever instrument you play. These are things that can really help. So with tone, you know, there's so many different things you can do. I'm on an acoustic guitar right now, but the same rules apply. If you know, you can only hit these instruments so hard, and if you hit them too hard, it's going to go out of tune. You're going to be, the strings are going to be vibrating off of the normal plane, and they start getting weird sounding. They go out of tune and start sounding out of tune. The other thing that happens is it chokes the instrument. It's like hitting a drum. You can only hit a drum so hard before it starts actually choking the sound and compressing and shutting down, versus pulling the tone out and really letting those letting the tone blossom up. You know, I'm trying to really pull the tone out. So you guys know I use a heavier pick on the acoustic, like a Fender medium style. I'm using a Blue Chip 35 right now that somebody gave me that I actually like. It's got a nice beveled edge. I use the rounded edge, and I'm really trying to go for just that smooth up in A somehow, but you know, so I'm just trying to get the warmest, purest tone I can out of the guitar. If you're playing electric, you know, the pickup selector obviously changes your tone, but I'm talking more about getting the tone with your hands. You know, gear and stuff we can come and go by. But getting good sounding hands where you're getting a good solid note on the left hand, clean and in tune, and then a nice just relaxed right hand where you're pulling the tone out of the instrument. Really be cautious of that, you know, and aware of that. Timing, nothing better than to play along with a metronome no matter what exercises you're doing. Try to play along to something that keeps you honest. If you are making a mistake and you have to keep going, these are things that are going to really, really help you as far as practicing. You know, try to play some really simple rhythm guitar to a click track. It's really, really hard. The slower you go, that's one of the hardest things to do in the studio you could ever imagine. So try to play really slow. Try to play some waltzes and stuff to a metronome. Timing, extremely important. Play along to some records, jam to some classic blues records and some country records, whatever you can find, whatever you enjoy, play along to it, because you're playing along with great musicians. Turn the tracks up to where you're embedded in there and you feel like you're part of the band. These are things that are a great substitute when you don't have the opportunity to play live with a band in a club or a live performance situation. These are things that are really, really going to help you. Tuning. Always check your tuning from day to day, because the other day I picked up my mandolin. It had gone sharp because it got cold one night. It goes sharp in the cold, flat in the heat, and so make sure you're keeping your instruments at a pretty room temperature environment. Keep them in the case if you can, and always just make sure you're checking your tuning. I like Clear Tune on my iPhone. I tune to the Clear Tune tuning app. If you have a clip-on tuner, just make sure you're getting pretty decent products. Stuff like Snark. And stuff like that, to where you're getting a good high quality tuner to where you know that you're going to be really in tune. Make sure your instrument is playing in tune. Check the intonation at the 12th fret. Play some wide chords voicings. Make sure these chords are playing in tune. Maybe get your guitar set up a couple times a year just to check it by a professional. Truss rod, intonation, nut, bridge, make sure everything's working good. We don't want to be hindered by these limitations of our instrument. We want to be able to make music freely, right? Without thinking about a string that's buzzing that I can't hit that fret. Oh my God. So these are things. Touch, another really important thing. Goes along kind of with tone. The touch, that's another thing. Your volume, how you're hitting this thing. If you're playing something really soft, obviously you can be as dynamic as you possibly can. You can play as soft as you want. If you need a little bit more, you can hit a little harder depending on what the mood of the music is. So that the touch is also very important. You want to just make sure you're getting a nice, warm, fat, clean tone. See how amazing your instrument sounds. Really let it do its thing. Just get a nice, sweet tone out of it. Taste. This is something that's going to come with time. The more you listen to records and you hear what guys do, and mainly what they don't do. I mean, you've got so many options on this instrument. The other thing about this that's kind of a little bit more introspective is the fact that, we go to the guitar and we start seeing and feeling these shapes that we've been accustomed to playing to in a habit for a long time, pentatonic shapes. Really try to get away from that and look at the guitar, really play what you want to play what you're hearing, play the notes you're hearing, versus just going to the shapes and stuff that your hands fall to out of habit. Sometimes those notes aren't even that choice of notes. They don't really even sound that good. And we're just doing it out of habit or a lick that we might know. So really try to listen to every single note that this instrument produces when you sit down to make music. That's very important. That's what separates the men from the boys, as they say, So when you can be that free on your instrument to really just play the notes that you want rather than going to licks, that's when you can really become a tasteful player. You might only do on a session or a song backing up a singer, you might only play like you might play a part this simple. There's a train going by, I know. Threw in some extra notes and extra chords, but little things like that where you're playing super simple. these are things that you learn as you go. But if you listen to guys like Vince Gill and David Gilmour and guys like that are really, Mark Knopfler, guys that are really expressive and toneful, and they might just bend one note, and it's the most tasty thing in the world because it kind of leaves you wanting more. It's like having a conversation. And I know I'm talking a lot right now, and I'm almost done here, but nobody wants anybody that's like blah 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 up in their face and blah 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 blah. And it's like, man, dude, you gotta stop. Well, it's the same on the guitar. Nobody wants to feel like they're getting yelled at on the guitar and hit with a barrage of so much information. It's like, dude, leave us something, like leave us guessing for a minute, right? That's what draws us in. It's almost like if I got up in here and started talking real soft, it draws people in to the conversation more than just like, yelling and spitting food at somebody from across the table or something like that. Anyway, I'm getting off the subject, but anyway, guys, thanks so much. I hope you got something out of that. None of this playing was perfect. No extra charge for mistakes, as I like to say. Also, had a couple of these sitting around. Don't forget, check out some music. I did make some records with some really great guys. Vince Gill's on here, Jimmy Hall, Charlie Worsham, the McCrary Sisters, Danny Flowers, some stellar musicians, Michael Rhodes, Glenn Worf, the list goes on and on. I got a lot of my friends on this record. This is Life After Dark, the record I did, and then the one I did before that, this one's called Pick Peace. There's also some great records on, great session musicians from Nashville on here, some of my really good friends. This has no vocals on it, and that one has some guest vocals. So Pick Peace and then Life After Dark, check those out. Don't forget, folks, the 5 T's. Tone, timing, tuning, touch, taste, and if you want to throw in a wild card, technique, right? Okay, so that's my spiel for today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. More to come, of course. I gotta say, check out the links below. Artist Works being the main one. Great online curriculum with a fantastic company there from Napa, California. Website, GuthrieTrapp.com. Instagram, Facebook. I've been posting some of my favorite records and stuff that I like to listen to. Also, if you do want to break some of this stuff down into more in-depth, very personal lessons where you can ask me a question, get the video that you can access for a long time, don't forget to check out bookings at GuthrieTrapp.com or my website for all private Skype lesson information. I'm loving doing that. I got students all around the world on Artist Works and the Skype lessons. And so, man, thanks, guys. I hope everybody's staying safe out there. We're going to get through this crazy time. Let's do it together. Let's learn some guitar, stay inspired, and just, have fun with it. All right, guys, I'll see you real soon. Thanks a bunch. All right, bye.